have a fucking bone to pick with society, with folk science, with conjecture. But first, new doubts might era, no more bleached hair doubts might, now it's brown hair doubts might. We got the black hair era, we got the mohawk era, then we got the fucking red hair era, then we got the fucking bleached hair era, and now we're in the brown hair era, now we're in the brown hair era of the channel. And this is all the doubts my eras on this channel. Pay attention. It's gonna mean something. It's not gonna mean something. Anyway, you know the popular fucking conjecture that all the folk science people love that gets posted on like Facebook, and then people go like so true, right? Which is like, oh, why does life feel faster when you get older, right? Like, yeah, right now, life, like a year, oh my god, a year is such a short time, but if I was 13 again, a year felt like forever. How can that possibly be? Oh, it must be that you have fractions, right? It's about the fractions, right? Now a year is 1/20th of my life, but when I was 13, a year was 1/13th of my life. So according to the fractions, time is going faster. This is so fucking stupid to me because it doesn't make any sense. Right? Because that's not how you perceive your life. You don't perceive all of your life at once progressively through the ages, right? When you're 13, you don't go like, oh, this next year is going to be a 13th of my existence, right? When you're 20, you don't go, the next year of my life is going to be 1/20th of my existence, right? What you go, or I'm fucking 20 now, by the way, this is why I'm using 20 as an example. What you perceive, right, is simply the time on both a moment-to-moment basis, as in like every day feels shorter, right, is accelerating, and what you perceive is time on a year-by-year basis is accelerating, right? It's like, oh, it was just winter, how is it winter again? Oh, it was just summer, how is it summer again, right? And those types of things start happening to you, right? And you go like, oh, how could I possibly explain this? Time to bust out fucking fractions, because everything is math. The way that the human brain works is somehow really fucking easy math that some fucking frat boy could have fucking thought of if a fucking beer can smashed into his fucking skull. He fucking smashes the beer can to his skull and he goes like, oh bro, life's moving so fast because this is 1/20th of my life. Shut the fuck up. Doubtsmite, what's your alternative hypothesis? Doubtsmite. Why do you think that such an obviously true thing is false? Shut the fuck up. Here's what I think. You know when you're like 13, right? And you fucking have a week, right? It might be like, oh, this week I fucking did this art for the first time. I experimented with fucking digital painting for the first time. I'm 13 years old. Oh, I picked up a new game that I'm gonna play for a few months for the first time. Oh, I met this person for the first time. Oh, I listened to this song for the first time, and so on and so on and so on and so on, right? You constantly have these first times, right? You have these notable events that are very important and worth like remembering, right? Then you get a bit older, and then it's like, oh, I'm having my first relationship. You might have your first car, right? You might have your first drink if you're a late bloomer and weren't drinking by 13 like a normal person, right? You might have sex for the first time, right? You might find your new favorite food for the first time, right? As time goes on, right? But the problem is that people are surprisingly static, right? When you find your favorite game when you were 13, you're probably gonna play that game multiple times over the course of your life, right? Because you're still the same person who enjoyed that game, even if you're no longer 13. Now, your enjoyment will change over time, but the same fundamental things will still appeal to you, so that same fundamental thing will still appeal to you, right? And if you get into anime, for example, you'll find so many great anime in the span of like a year, right? If you're actively watching anime, and then from 10 on, it's just, oh, time to watch mediocre anime. Oh, time to watch anime that's not as good as my favorite anime because I've already found most of the anime that I'm gonna really fucking love, right? Like the same goes for manga. When I started reading manga, it was like, oh, this is the best fucking manga I've ever read. Every month, right? Now maybe I find a favorite manga once a year, right? Around so right. And this is just the nature of human beings to be somewhat static, right? I'm still the same person that I was when I was 15. I still have most of the same inclinations, tendencies, fascinations, passions, preferences, and I'm not gonna find that much dynamism no matter what I do, right? Like all my friends are gonna resemble the friends I have already had at this point, right? I'm not gonna make friends with a person who's a completely new and different kind of person anymore, because I've seen most kinds of people, and most importantly, I've been friends with the type of person I want to be friends with, right? If I suddenly made a new friend, I have all of this context to understand that person by at this point. So it's like, oh, this person likes these things and those things and has these personality traits that I can associate with that type of person, right? And even though it's obviously going to be a unique and fun experience, it's not going to be like fucking groundbreaking the same way you're like fucking 16 and you've never found a person who's like this before, right? I'm never gonna be like the same person who's like 17 years old and gets into digi and this is a fucking mind-blowing experience because I've never found someone else like this before. Like I'm never gonna be like, I like when I found Asmongold, for example, when I got like more into Asmongold, I wasn't coming to Asmongold with a blank slate. I was like, oh, this is like digi but less annoying. So it's like I'm never gonna be that type of person before, right? I've already had all of my fucking notable events that have left the most impact on me, right? I've already had. I know what my favorite foods are. It's gonna be incredibly impressive if I'm ever gonna have a food, and if I go like, oh, this is completely unprecedentedly delicious for me, right? That would be a fucking shock. Because I know the foods I like at this point, and furthermore, I know what my tastes are shaped by, and your tastes get shaped when you're way younger than I am right now, right? I don't think my tastes will evolve to a drastic degree. I think right now all of my food tastes are the same as they're gonna be for the rest of my life, probably, right? So it's like, I heavily doubt that I'm gonna find a new favorite food anytime soon. I heavily doubt I could find a new person who's mind-blowingly unique, because I've met so many people at this point in my life that no one's mind-blowingly unique anymore, right? I doubt that I could fucking just open up a random fucking list of manga and find my new favorite manga on there, right? It all takes more time now. It's all so much more spread out and so much less intense, right? So why does time go fucking faster when you're older? Because less notable things that happen, and the things that happen are less notable, right? Like a lot of fucking great things happen, and a lot of new things and a lot of unique things happen, but they're not as new, they're not as unique, right? And that's not a problem, right? That's not a downside of things. Now a lot of people will hear this and go like, oh, Mike, this is so depressing. So you mean to say all of the important things have already happened, so everything that happens now is less important? No, no, no. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. That's the opposite of my fucking point. because my real point is that when things are notable, that doesn't make them better, right? Notable things aren't better than non-notable things. The fact that something is more intense and leaves you with a more intense memory doesn't necessarily mean that that thing is better. I think actually, it's more reasonable to assume that the less notable things that happen later in life are the superior things. Because at that point you're not fucking stuck with all of this confusion and fucking with all of this novelty bombarding you at every side, at all sides, right? Right now, I can go like, what do I want to eat? And I know what I want to eat because I know the foods I like, I know the tastes I like. But when I was like 15 and I was like, oh, what do I want to eat? I had to fucking put so much effort into like figuring out new recipes to try. I was like, oh, what if I get into baking? Oh, what if I get into like this specific type of cuisine? What if I experiment with this food? Now I've done all of that. I know what foods I like. I know what foods I like making. I know what foods I like eating, right? There's none of that. It's all just better, objectively, because I get to eat delicious food that I enjoy every single day without having to worry about it as much as I used to have to worry about it, right? if I go and play a video game, right, it's not gonna be like, oh, am I gonna play a video game for 10 hours I don't like and only drop it reluctantly after 10 hours of playing a video game I like, because I know what kind of video games I like, right? If I play a video game, I know I fucking like it. I don't play video games I don't like anymore, right? If I watch a movie, right, is it gonna be like, oh, time to watch something and be miserable because it's a horror movie and I don't know how fucking hard it is for me to handle horror movies, right? It's only horror movies, like horror fiction is great. I love fucking like horror narrations and stuff. It's just fucking horror movies that get me. I can't fucking watch horror movies for some reason. Like manga is fine, like pictures are fine. It's the movie aspect that fucks with me. Anyway, I won't have that experience. It's like, oh, I want to watch a movie. I'm just gonna watch some fucking artsy conceptual film, or I'm gonna watch an action movie, and I'm gonna have a fun time. There's no doubt. There's no uncertainty. There's no fucking 5 hours of effort I have to put into every fucking single thing, right? And if I meet someone, right? If I meet someone who resembles a person who fucked me over really drastically in the past, right? If I meet someone like who presents themselves in a very approachable way, however, with the red flags I've already seen before, I can be suspicious of that person, rightfully so, right? I won't go like, oh, this person is honest and trustworthy because he's from the south and he's like a gentleman, right? Never again will I have that experience, because if someone's a gentleman from the south, they're a fucking fiend and a liar. Because I have now learned that lesson, because I now know how people operate. Because that's the only way to be polite in that specific cultural context, and now I'm aware of that, and now I know how to avoid those people, because I don't want anything to fucking do with them, right? Because I value honesty a lot, and I value fucking sincerity a lot. So it's like, I know all of these things now. I don't have to figure any of them out anymore. Where's the fucking downside? Where's the fucking downside? Oh, time goes by faster. I'm not maximizing my perception of time. I'm not living to fucking have the most perceived time. Like, oh, the person with the most perceived time wins. No, I just wanna be comfy. I wanna be happy. I wanna have a fun time with my friends, right? And right now, it's easier to do that than ever. Oh, but time goes by faster. Yeah, because I'm having more fucking fun. Anyway, yeah, I know a lot of people like approach these topics with a lot of dejection and depression, like, oh, we're a culture that fucking, we're a godless culture, so death is the end and we have to treasure every single second. Fuck that. That's fucking bullshit. I'm not treasuring every single second. I'm just fucking vibing, and one day I'll die and that's fine. It's that's just that for me. It's not like, oh, I need to be 60 and still fucking feel like everything is significant. I hope to God things don't feel significant when I'm 60. Right? Because I just want to fucking chill, right? I just want to be fucking comfy. And of course, there are some firsts out there for me to experience, some things I have never done, and some things I want to do. And those are going to be intense, notable experiences, and I am looking forward to those, because those are going to be fun in their own way. But I'm fucking fine. Either way, I'm fine. If I'm having fun, that's fucking fine. I don't need to feel like a teenager. That's opposite of what I want to fucking feel like in my fucking life. Yeah, so that's my fucking bone to pick. That's my fucking bone to pick of society. Time to upload the video to my computer. We're going into the computer world.